Today on DNVR Buffs Live, do Coach Prime and Colorado have a new number one target? And of course, it's Friday. We're bringing the Friday vibes. Tap in. Let's go. Let's go,
squad.
Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by Front Range Toyota Stars. It is DNVR Buffs Live, Friday vibes. Good to see us all together again, too.
Facts.
Big
on
three.
A Friday.
How we feeling?
Vibes.
Big Nuggets win.
Yeah, dude.
Massive.
That was sick.
What a game.
That was
awesome.
The atmosphere at Ball Arena was so cool.
You were there.
Yeah. Shout out to my buddy Campbell who hooked it up with a wedding gift for Allie and I. Took us out to dinner before. Went to the Nuggets game. It was an epic night. But there's an older man in front of me who's like, I haven't been here in like over a decade. Like I can't remember it ever being this loud in here for a Nuggets game. It was so loud and it was awesome. Epic.
Hell yeah, man.
Didn't you have a loud crowd pop as one of your top five?
Yes, top five little things in life.
Wow.
I know they were.
There are several.
Dude just keeps coming up with dubs. It's crazy.
That's fire.
All right, today on the show, we'll play fill in the blank. Have some fun on a Friday. Kirby Smart had an interesting quote on NIL we'll get to. Jordan Dizon makes another move in the NFL executives ranks? Scouting ranks?
I guess front office ranks.
Okay, front office ranks. We'll take that. We'll look at the Jags and the Browns NFL schedule. Jimmy Horn Jr.'s generating some buzz.
Some bros.
Travis Hunter's balling as well.
Buzz City.
True.
But we'll start today with an offer that went out earlier this morning, and that is for 2026 five-star linebacker Xavier Griffin from Gainesville, Georgia. He's the 27th overall player and second-ranked linebacker in the class. That name sounds familiar. This is the guy who made waves Tuesday, earlier this week for decommitting from USC. Yep. USC has like 27 commits right now. They got a bunch of 5 stars. This is just the beginning.
A tradition unlike any other.
Absolutely.
The early decommits from USC.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I could have sworn when he decommitted, everyone was like, "Oh, Oregon."
So the 247 wrote up a thing. Tom Loy did right after his decommitment. He's got 4 OVs scheduled right now: Ohio State, Alabama, Texas, and Florida State.
Oh, okay. So
he mentions Georgia. And obviously now CU is going to try and get in on the party by sending him that offer today. I mean, this kind of falls in line with their strategy for this class. They've been attacking the very best at every position for the 2026 recruiting class.
Yeah, we'll see if we can actually enter the conversation here and make some noise. But I do think it's worth noting that this has been a position that Colorado has had a hard time either finding a blue chip recruit or a blue chip transfer at. Yeah. Nakai Hill-Green was kind of what's the word I'm looking for? A revelation. And he made a huge difference for this team. I mean, even going back to 2023, Juwan Mitchell, like last second addition that they really needed. If it weren't for him, they would have had a lot more problems stopping the run that year. So this is a position where it feels like they've just been like second place with a bunch of players who could make a big difference. So whether it's Xavier Griffin or someone else, it'd be nice to see a breakthrough in this class, one way or the other, at this position.
You love to see them, like you mentioned, Jake, targeting the top tier talents at every position. We've seen it with quarterback, receiver, offensive line. It's time to get a blue chip type 5-star type linebacker here. Again, whether it's a high school recruit, which is ideal, or even a transfer. And obviously Xavier Griffin would be a massive get, a tough one, but a massive one. You mentioned a 5-star. Andrew Evans, director of scouting for 24/7 Sports, compared him to Jihad Campbell. It's crazy.
First rounder, right?
First round pick, the Alabama linebacker. Says that he projects as a potential impact player in the Big Ten or SEC that can fit into a variety of different schemes with his athletic juice and alignment flex. So this is I mean, this would be a massive get. Like, this would be the Julian Lewis of his 2026 class,
Sure.
the Jordan Seaton potentially his 2026 class. So it should be a priority target. I'm glad that Coach Hart and that recruiting staff got in with an offer, but it's going to be tough to land a talent like him this late in the game.
I mean, and you're late, obviously, right? I mean, he was committed to USC, I think, for a decent amount.
I think since like last summer, I think I saw.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. He decommitted on the 14th, so that was Wednesday. He committed last July, so close to a year that he was committed to USC. So I don't even think he took a few unofficial visits earlier this year before actually decommitting. That was Florida State, Tennessee, Texas. He's going to go back to Texas, I believe. Yeah, he's going back to Texas, so who knows? Maybe that's it, but still, the fact that you see these offers coming out at this position. Tyler Atkinson, that's a guy we really like too.
Yep.
You get a guy like that, I mean, changes the whole defense.
It really does. I think I might be the biggest linebacker supporter there is. If you just look at teams that go far in any realm of football, you're going to find a great linebacker on that team. And we're talking about Jordan Dizon later, but
Yeah.
I remember watching him play and just thinking to myself, what would we do without him? Because he's, those great linebackers are just everywhere.
Yep.
Somehow they're diagnosing everything. They're redirecting runs from the inside to the outside. It's just you're right. It changes your whole defense. So this would be a great position to break through at.
At the high school, college, and the pros level, that's a mark of a good team. You more than likely have an elite player at that position. With all that being said, would he be your number one priority target for this 2026 class at this point?
I'm still on Sedarian Morgan. Give me Juju as blue chipper.
Woohoo!
I mean, they're going to be fine at receiver no matter what.
They will. But give me the 18-year-old, 6'5", 220-pounder.
Yeah, I mean, certainly count me in.
With an elite name.
Jake Krull's up there, too.
I was going to say, Jake Krull's up there for me.
Krull's my guy.
Xavier would be up there for me. Maybe even KJ Edwards.
KJ Edwards is very high up there.
It's a good one.
Yep.
It's a good one. Yeah, I think Jake Krull. I mean, any of those IMG guys, honestly. Janari Carr, Brett Collier would be up there for me as well. But yeah, got to get busy in this recruiting class here, and I think it's off to a good start with Gavin Mueller. But
Sure.
it's time to start seeing some action here.
Yep. And a stop the cap says, I mean, DQ Forkpa is going to be a target at linebacker, too.
Yeah.
They have the kid who flipped. He's committed to 5 schools.
Oh, God.
Just flipped to Ole Miss. He's coming on a visit, though, on that Oscar Rios weekend. Isaiah, it's
Oh, yeah, it's spelled
I-Z-A-I.
I think it's Williams. I think his last name might
Is
be
it Williams?
Yeah. You're right.
So they're in on some of them. Julian Lewis. Juju had a tweet this morning. Congrats to his sister. He's graduating. Jonathan Vilma ends up speaking at her high school, I guess, or whatever. The reason why we're talking about this, though, if you could pull up the tweet, Alyssa, is what he says in the tweet. Juju says, Jonathan Vilma gave an amazing speech at my sister's graduation about the impact that my strength coach, Swasey, had on his life and career. And we've seen Julian, obviously, he's getting bigger.
Show is.
He's attacking the weight room.
Yeah.
When he ran in front of me at the spring game, I was like, oh.
For sure.
He's not short at all. He's not small, little at all.
I don't know where that narrative came from. Obviously, there was a moment there where he looked like a 17-year-old high schooler, but he's never been small.
Honestly, it's that 247 video they did or whatever when they moved him from a 5 to a 4-star. Do you remember that? And they were like, it's because of his size. He doesn't have P4 size.
Because that was the only knock you could really put on Juju.
Of course.
As a prospect, as a recruit. It's like, he doesn't really have the ideal size. Everything else, he has. The mobility, the arm talent, the IQ. That was really the only potential knock, and I don't even think it's a knock that you can fairly say at this point in time either.
Barbecue Elementary is right. She this was at Miami, actually. So she just graduated from Miami. Obviously, Jonathan Vilma,
Miami
superstar.
great.
Yeah, over there at Miami.
Well, and I think it's important and notable that this came out not during when Colorado hired Coach Swasey. If you follow me. When he was hired, all these people came out of the woodwork talk about how great he is, and that was really cool to hear. This is a complete side thing where he wasn't talking to any media about Coach Swasey or anything like that. Talking just to graduates about the impact that he had on his life shows you how genuine and how deep that impact really was.
Shiloh, that's who he worked with throughout the whole draft process. Basically, was Coach Swasey.
He could have been anywhere working out with anybody, but he was back in Boulder, Colorado to work with Swasey.
Yeah, he knows. I mean, Alvin Kamara was out here a bunch. That's his guy too.
That's what I was gonna say. And Kamara is on a record saying that I would not be the player here today if it weren't for Andreu Swasey. Even I don't even know how long he's been in the league now. Damn near a decade probably at this point.
He's getting there. Yeah,
he's still every offseason is linking up with Swasey to get right because that's his guy. And I think it's
crazy.
Kamara told a really cool story too, just about where did they link up? Because they couldn't have been at Miami because Kamara didn't go there. But wherever they first linked up,
I mean, Kamara went to Bama and Tennessee, so
Kamara was telling the story where Swasey told him lock in with me. If you lock in with me this summer, you are going to accomplish everything you want as a football player. And obviously Kamara went on to do the things that he did and is still doing in the NFL. And he owes a lot of that to Swasey. So he's clearly already making a similar impact here in Boulder with the Buffs.
I need someone to do that for me for my golf game. Be like, hey, lock in with me.
Just give me 6 weeks. And, and your life will change forever. Facts.
I could use that in a variety of departments.
Agreed.
I got you on dating, bro.
Okay.
Lock in with me, bro.
Okay.
Give bro 6 weeks, bro. You gonna find the one.
All right, let's take our first break. And shout out to the homies over at Lucy Nicotine. It's outdoor season. You got to be ready. Got to have your Lucy's on you, right? Whether you're on the golf course, headed to Coors Field for a game. I mean, or if you're on the couch sweating out a Nuggets Game 7 this weekend, you got to have some Lucy's on you.
At the bar, preferably.
Yes, come to the DNVR bar, hang out with us. It's 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco free. They got the pouches. You can also get their breakers as well. Each pouch holds a capsule that can be broken open to release extra flavor and hydration. You can set up a subscription as well. They got tons of options. You can get a whole variety pack, try all their flavors. However, I recommend the mango and the apple ice, RK's mint and espresso. But let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/DNVR. Use promo code DNVR to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy as well if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co. Use code DNVR to get 20% off. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Also, shout out to our friends over at Toyota. So I was renting a car in Mexico, and on the thing, you could pick or whatever.
Sure.
So I'm like, oh yeah, give me this. I think it was it was a Toyota Highlander. It's like, let me get this Highlander, and pull up to the rental place, and they're like, oh, we don't have a Highlander, but we have a competitor's version of that car. And I was kind of like, I'm gonna need that Toyota. But it wasn't an option, so I had to drive a different car all week, and boy, it'll really make you miss home.
I'm sure.
Really make you miss the old Toyota driving a competitor's vehicle. I won't even say their name. They don't deserve it.
They don't.
So if you want to have a home in your car, not like living in your car, but feel at home when you're in your car. But if you do need to live in your car,
probably could. Toyota.
You want a Toyota no matter what. So visit Far Range Toyota store at a location near you. AutoNation Rapo in Centennial, Corbin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR.
That comment from Chase is low-key hilarious. You seen Hitch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a throwback.
That's a classic.
It is a classic.
And I'm just kind of in my mind now, just thinking of you two playing that movie now. You was Will Smith. You was my guy Kevin James. That'd be so funny, dog.
Travis's younger brother Travis is making waves.
Ballin'.
We've touched on his impact in high school a few times. I mean, living up to Travis, I'm sure, is something that is, I mean, I don't know if it's possible, honestly.
Yeah.
But what Travis has done so far is make quite an impact. I believe he's at Effingham County High School in Springfield, Georgia. His rating's going up, too. And he's got a Colorado Buffaloes skull cap on his picture for his recruiting picture.
That's fire, yeah.
448th overall player, 58th wide receiver in the 2027 class. Can you pull up that video, Alyssa? He went absolutely crazy at his high school spring football game with 3 touchdowns.
Got them both in.
Oh, the 12.
Only needed one, but he got 2.
Oh, my God. It's like a reincarnation.
I know.
Literally
it looks
looked
so
like
much like
a
him.
little Trav,
Oh, my
bro.
God.
He turned. Like a mix of I see some Quinn Gibson, too. You know what I'm saying?
Nice grab in the
He's got like
end line.
contested.
similar
This is the one
movements.
here, though.
Yes.
This is the one that's like, oh, he's got Travis's blood for sure. How many times have we seen
good
Travis do this?
That
No, I'm just going to undercut you.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
last second adjustment
Yes.
on the football.
Yep.
Something that let him turn. Yeah. And this is a spring game. He is going to go insane this fall. And everybody is going to want him at that point.
Yeah.
If they don't already. That has got to be number one priority for the class of 2027 for this Colorado Buffaloes recruiting staff. That would be an amazing get.
Who better to bring in a player with expectations to live up to someone they're related to and have them really live their full potential without having to worry about the comparisons than Deion Sanders?
Absolutely. What a pitch.
I mean, like, it's exactly what it is. No one has been more well-versed in that than Coach Prime, having to deal with 2 sons who are very different than he was as a football player, but were expected, the first thing I ever hear about someone who watches Shador for the first time is, I expected him to be faster.
I know.
But he was able to teach those guys how to forget about all the comps, forget about all that, and live up to their potential. So, Travis, tap in.
I love it, man. Yeah, he's a rising player. As I mentioned, he's got 3 stars right now. He's still got 2 seasons to get through. Has some growing to do, too, if you notice there. 5'7", 140. I mean, he's 15, 16 years old right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He's got some, you can see it, though.
You can see it
the
for
Hunter
sure.
blood.
No doubt.
Do we have a write-up? We don't have a write-up yet. Next. Jimmy Horn Jr. has been balling.
Real quick,
Go
good
ahead.
question from Stop the Cap. Would they give him 12 if he committed to CU? That's the big question.
Ooh.
Yes.
I mean,
it would just be Travis,
Yeah.
right? Like
He'd be
Warren
like, yeah, give
Moon
it to
just
him.
took 1 out of retirement to give to Cam Ward.
sure.
Travis would say, yeah, if he wants to wear 12, he can wear 12.
No doubt.
Or maybe Travis would say no.
I was going to say, I feel like Travis to be like, he got to earn it first.
Yeah.
He got to be there
Yeah.
a season or 2.
Totally.
He got to start balling before we let him get 12. I can see that as well. Because I love that about what we've seen from their brother relationship. Like, Travis is made it very clear that he is not going to, put him all on social media talking about Travis.
Yeah.
And kind of like pump him up to everybody.
Sure.
He wants him to go about his process kind of similar to how Travis did because it worked out for him. And that's kind of the best way to go about it. Avoiding distractions early on before they become inevitable. And
Yes.
more times than not, you'll end up where you want to be.
Yeah, he does need to go through a growth spurt. I think he's actually a half-brother to Travis, too. I talked to Coach Swick around this time last year. That was Travis's high school coach at Collins Hill.
Yeah.
I think Travis was there as a freshman that year. He's obviously moved on, but we'll see. Definitely a story to follow.
Definitely.
Jimmy Horn Jr. has been balling at Panthers camp, though. Louis Riddick has been on record. He's been one of his biggest fans throughout the entire draft process, spoke very highly of him. After the Shrine Bowl, said wide receiver Jimmy Horn makes everything he does look so easy, and that's That's what I would use this. He like glides. He's like an effortless mover. Jimmy Horn is tracking the football, route
Even
running.
his hands look very easy.
Yep. Lewis quote tweeted that tweet yesterday. Says, "Sounds like he was the best wide receiver at Carolina Panthers rookie camp by far." ...
The Carolina
And
Panthers
they just go ahead.
rookie camp that featured top 10 overall pick receiver Tedero McMillan.
The first receiver drafted after Travis Hunter.
Sheesh,
Yep.
That's crazy.
that is wild.
But not surprising. Because of what? Because of what we've said about every single one of these guys going to the league. They are going
Ready.
into the National Football League with a very, very unique and one-of-a-kind preparation for what they're about to walk into. And Jimmy Horn being ready for it the moment that he stood out there surprises me 0%.
100%.
What's the word that was used for Zay Weaver last year at Cardinals camp? Unflappable.
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 I mean, Jimmy Horn Jr. pretty much the last 2 years has played every game on national television. You know, you could say about all these guys. You know, Shador and Travis and the rest of the crew. They are used to the spotlight. They are used to being the guy. And even if there's a guy like a top 10 draft pick in your receiver room at rookie minicamp, Jimmy Horn Jr. really is not really worried about that. He is worried about what he's doing and what has made him successful over the last few years as a college football player. So that's special stuff. And Mike Kay, who we talked about last week a little bit, who covers the Panthers for the Charlotte Observer down there, said about Jimmy, like during rookie minicamp, like, forget the 40 time, dude can fly.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, welcome to the club, big dog. Yes, sir. We knew that for sure.
But you don't think Brennan was getting Tedero McMillan prepped for the NFL?
I don't think so.
I barely think Brett Brennan was getting Tedero McMillan ready for his weekly matchups.
Probably had to convince T-Mac to suit up some weeks.
For
honestly.
real.
Seriously.
But yeah, I mean, I know I've seen a lot of Panthers fans tweets recently. They're
love him
hyped
already.
about
They
Jimmy
love
Horn.
him already.
They love him. Yep,
For sure. That's
That's
going to be
awesome.
all of these guys. Ravens fans
course.
already love LeJontay.
of course.
Browns fans are already loving Shador Sanders. And Jags fans were in love with Travis on the first day of the draft.
It's
doubt.
really I can't figure out the word I'm looking for, but it feels good to see all these people saying all the things that we were saying about these guys.
Yep.
And, you know, everyone, all the outsiders talk about, oh, we're biased, we're brainwashed, blah, blah. And it's like, no, I love the Buffs, but I also know a thing or two about ball.
Jeez. Facts.
Yeah, man, he's gonna make an impact, and they've got they're building a pretty good young wide receiver core around Bryce Young with
Low key.
Leggett now.
I like
you got
Coker.
T-Mac, Coker, and now Jimmy Horn's in the fold.
Didn't they draft a nice tight end this year too?
They drafted Sanders last year, Jatavian Sanders. I think.
Sanders, yeah.
But didn't they take it? Did they not take a tight end this year too? I thought maybe they did. It might be
I can't
tripping.
remember off the top of my head. Bro.
But yeah, I mean, Bryce got some weapons. And that Jaguars Panthers game is going to be cracking too this year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Said no one ever.
Right?
Yeah,
No, for real.
For real.
It's got to be a first time a Jags Panthers game has been highly anticipated.
And like not on Thursday Night Football.
Right.
Let's go to that. Can you pull up the Jacksonville Jaguars schedule, Alyssa? We had a NFL schedule release earlier this week.
I thought it was kind of funny too, kind of where T-Mac said last week during rookie minicamp that he's still getting used to the humidity. Like it's been affecting him a little bit.
Dude grew up in Hawaii.
What
is he
I
talking
know Jimmy ain't tripping about that
Sounds like-
humidity.
Sounds like excuses.
For real. I was like, oh, I would have kept that.
So they start off the season with Carolina. So you'll see Jimmy and Travis
Week
on the same
1.
field to start off the year.
Gee, Travis got some matchups.
He does,
out the
man.
gate at DB.
Jamar
Jamar,
Chase, Nico Collins. We'll see if Rashee Rice is back for the Chiefs.
Don't slip over Ayuk like that. Ayuk cold too.
He's all right. Cooper Kupp and JSN.
Yeah. Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams, that's right. Yep.
Puka.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Marvin Harrison Jr. on the Cardinals.
I'm gonna be kind of bummed when, also excited, but kind of bummed when Travis gets like a pick 6 in the first 2 weeks,
Bro,
and we never
okay.
got one at CU.
Bro, he might get one week 1. G.
He's
Yes.
he's gonna have a week 1 like he's had
yeah,
the last
dude,
2 years.
for sure.
That's what he does. Same with Shedeur.
Same with Shedeur.
Someone send the Browns my tweet about Shedor's stats in season openers.
Oh, yeah.
And then tell me you're going to start Kenny Pickett week 1.
No doubt.
It's a fire schedule, man. I can't wait for that one.
Can you pull up the Browns schedule, please?
I thought it was wild, though, real quickly. Jags only have one primetime game this year.
Yeah.
That's a fumble by the NFL.
That'll change once Travis is a weekly highlight reel again.
That's a fumble, though.
That
they know
true.
damn well the eyes that Travis is going to bring this season. It's to only give them one.
It's Trevor
primetime
Lawrence
game.
doubt is what it is.
Yeah, but
No, it's Jaguars doubt.
Well,
I think that's more.
Trevor Lawrence is baked into
But
that.
like, you just like go down to the bar right now and like tell someone like, "Oh, Jags on Sunday Night Football this week." Like, you fired up? Like, no. The average Joe is like, "Why would the Jags be on Sunday Night Football?" So it's gonna take. They're gonna have
That's
to earn
fair.
a little bit of respect.
That's fair. Can you pull up the Browns schedule, please? So they open. Oh gosh,
Can you see? That?
I don't know.
Week 1,
I
Cincinnati.
see the Bengals. Yeah.
If we get Shedeur versus Burrow week 1, oh my
Oh,
God.
return.
Oh my God. And then he might get Lamar week 2.
Yep, that's
Is that
what
the
it
right
is.
order?
Yep,
It's not left to right?
It's down.
The Broncos did theirs left to right.
I know, bro.
I saw that and confused the hell out of me.
Me too.
Bengals, Ravens, Packers, Lions early for the Browns as well. Vikings as well. That's in London. Where does Shedeur's first start come on this?
Better be week 1.
If it's not week 1, I can see them start to build again for the Vikings game in London. Mm-hmm. If they don't want to give him that start in London, I think he might make his first start against the Steelers, a team that passed over him multiple times, and that'll be legendary.
I understand we have to have the conversation. I just don't understand how it's a conversation. How in the world are they going to start anyone else? I also don't feel like we have to do this thing where Dylan Gabriel is the enemy.
No.
Because I've seen that a lot. I'm like, Dylan Gabriel doesn't stand a chance against Shedeur.
I don't even know who that is.
You know what? I low-key have a take on Dylan Gabriel that I've been thinking about. I think the best thing that Dylan Gabriel can do is try to become really good friends, like best friends with Shedeur Sanders. Because he going to be in the league for 10 plus years. Mm-hmm. And Dylan Gabriel might be able to stick in the league for 10 plus years.
The old John Elway, Gary Kubiak.
Yeah, if like Shedeur is just like, no, this is my backup. If y'all going to sign me to extension, he coming with me as my backup. Like that, I think that should be Dylan Gabriel's kind of plan once he realizes that, I'm not going to beat Shedeur out.
There's like some backup catchers who are just like specifically for one guy in the rotation. Like every time he's starting pitcher, I'm going to be the catcher. And those guys will stay around forever.
Also, going back to the Jags, they're coming here. It's actually on my birthday, December 21st.
Let's go.
You got to slide, bro.
Yeah, we'll be there. That's going to be year 2.
Say
year
less.
2 of the Buffs take over in power.
Let's go. Fire.
Let's take our next break. Shout out to our friends at UC Health. DNVR Buffs Live is brought to you by UC Health, the official healthcare partner of the Colorado Buffaloes. Learn more about living like there is a tomorrow. Go to uchealth.org for more info. UC Health, live extraordinary. We also got a sale going on a website, store.allcitynetwork.com.
Yes, sir.
Up to 75% off. We got a ton of Heisman stuff, ton of Travis stuff still available. Just get yourself some DNVR gear. Just the regular DNVR gear is also very fire. Nuggets season is still going. You can support the boys there as well.
Damn right,
check it out.
We're going to win tomorrow or Sunday, by the way.
For sure.
2 days off is huge. Mm-hmm. Massive.
We haven't had 2 days off, I believe, since March.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you see the Western Conference final schedule? Every game is every other day.
Yeah.
For the whole series, which is crazy. But shout out to our good friends over at First Bank as well. Whether you're on the road, at home, or maybe potentially somewhere in between. First Bank makes banking so easy, so convenient, and so secure. Their mobile banking app allows you to check balances, pay your friends, and manage money anytime, anywhere. And here is the best part. Listen closely. Open a new First Bank checking account today, and you could earn $300. $300, y'all. First Bank is all about helping you stay on track. Their tools make it simple to stay in control of your finances without the hassle. So no matter where life takes you, First Bank gives you the freedom to bank how and when it works best for you. So if you're ready for better banking and the chance to earn a little extra, head over to efirstbank.com/bonus. That's efirstbank.com/bonus to open your account. Bank how you want, when you want with First Bank. Certain restrictions and requirements apply. Member FDIC. Shout out to First Bank.
As we mentioned off the top, Jordan Dizon is coming back to Colorado.
Big
back
friend
to
of the
Denver.
program.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Back in 2016?
No. I guess I'll just tell us. I ran into him at Pro Day, and he just told me that he watches this show and the Bronco show all the time.
That's dope.
Let's go. He played linebacker here at Colorado from 04 to 07. Was an all first team All-American?
Feels right.
Sheesh.
Was a consensus All-American, first team All Big 12, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year in 07, Big 12 Freshman of the Year in 04.
Damn.
Most fun sideline to sideline linebacker I've watched at CU.
Was drafted in the second round by the Lions. Only played a couple years. I don't know what
He
happened.
had a bad injury.
It's an elite name too.
Yep.
It is.
There's I think I've told this on this show before, but the old like wives' tale about Jordan Dizon was that he learned to tackle by chasing and hunting down wild boar with his bare hands when he was a kid in Hawaii.
I was gonna say, where did he grow up? Okay, that makes sense though. That's
And like I don't know if it's like a wives' tale or like kind of true, like, but it was like said on broadcast.
oh wow.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
unreal player.
That's crazy.
He is going to be the Broncos' director of pro personnel. Was a Broncos scout for 8 years too. So, glad to have him back. Spent 3 years with the Eagles, 2 Super Bowls in that time, one win,
Sheesh.
2 appearances.
I'm gonna show you guys Jordan Dizon highlights after this.
Hell yeah.
Broncos trying to go crazy this year, ain't they?
Yeah,
We're
they're
winning the Super Bowl,
stacking
bro.
up the front office.
You said they're what, bro?
We're winning the Super Bowl.
Let's go.
We
I
are.
believe.
Yep.
I'm not gonna
That'll be
look
fun.
forward to their first loss. The way that you act after their first loss, though.
No, it'll be all right.
Oh yeah.
It'll be all right.
Don't let it be.
We
week
lost
one.
4 games and won a Super Bowl 10 years ago. So.
True. Oh,
And
10
some of those
years.
losses where I thought it was all over.
Bro, that was the most unsatisfying championship season of all time. Like,
What are you talking about?
I'm saying, like, on a week-to-week basis, it never felt like they were a championship caliber team.
Okay, I could see that.
And then they just, like, got better and better, and the defense was so strong that you kind of had hope. But, like, I remember listening to the radio on Mondays after their wins.
Yeah.
And it was still just doom and gloom. Like, they're not going to be able to get these crazy turnovers at the end of the game every single time.
But they did.
And they were.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I saw a clip recently where somebody was watching, I think from that season, and it was just a pass rush rep, obviously during a game.
DeMarcus Ware.
I think it might have been,
Fake
but
spin.
Fake
it was
spin.
the whole it was the whole defensive line, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Immediate
No, that was
pressure.
in the AFC title game.
He was like,
Yep.
I see why this Broncos team won a Super Bowl. It was like ball snap, instant. All 4 dudes
Yeah.
were in the backfield. It was crazy.
No, Brady, I think maybe even just like looked up like for a half a
Yeah.
second. And then it was, I mean, both edges, middle,
sure.
like,
Yes,
it was
pressure up
crazy.
the middle. Oh,
Still-
that team.
Yep. Still the
Jeez.
most hits Brady's ever sustained in a game was
Yep.
that one.
Wow.
Yep.
Where were we going? Oh, I was gonna say, like, if the Nuggets were able to pull it off this season, that would be the same thing of like
True.
everyone complained the
sure.
whole year and then they
Yes.
found a way.
Yep.
I think they got a really good chance though, bro. I'm not gonna lie, especially with how the rest of the conference finalists have shaped up.
Yeah, I mean, got to get past this one on Sunday,
No doubt.
but the Wolves is gonna be a test.
It'll be a battle. Yeah.
I think that might be the hardest possible team they could play left, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So if you get through that, then
Yeah, they're gonna be rested too, so that's gonna be tough.
Do you remember that Broncos game when they played the Raiders and they lost like 16-15 or whatever? And like whoever the hell the right tackle was let up like 5 sacks.
Michael
to
Schofield.
To Khalil Mack.
Yep.
That's when I thought it was over. I was like,
Yeah.
there's no way we're winning this.
Yep.
Shout out Khalil Mack, Bear legend.
Yeah, he was on your side.
Yeah, a few years.
That one year where you guys had like that nasty defense with Vic Fangio.
Double doink.
Chill, bro. 12-win team, though.
Before we play fill in the blank, I want to talk about this Kirby Smart quote. So Georgia was in the conversation to get the top offensive tackle in this class, Jackson Cantwell. Did they get the quarterback? That was them, right?
Curtis, yeah.
So they got the top quarterback in the class. They were looking to get the top tackle. He ends up going to Miami. Kirby Smart comes out shortly after that and has this quote. I just want it to be able to have a freshman come in and not make more than a senior. He's absolutely right.
He's on to something here. And in the way that things are going right now, it's just going to keep getting crazier and crazier. Mm-hmm. And the unrealized asset is always going to be worth more. You know, like, sure, there's going to be some really good players that enter the transfer portal, but you had that crazy stat yesterday about how the top tackles don't enter the transfer portal. So, like, the dream of a potential top tackle that's going to be there for 3 years and hold it down on the left side is just worth so much. What's crazy is there's going to be guys who get paid all that money and suck. Mm-hmm. And thanks. I have no idea. Like, can you do a rookie wage scale? Like,
freshman wage scale? Yeah.
But, like, was it based honestly, on stars?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know how much more corrupt things are going to get if people's money are based on their stars?
Well, this is why the House versus NCAA and getting this revenue sharing thing is so important. And then, by the way, today I saw that like Tennessee like rushed through a bill that they passed that made it so that this House versus NCAA settlement doesn't affect how they handle NIL.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's crazy.
Someone's got to come in and save us, man. We need a commissioner.
No doubt. That's the same state that changed the NIL laws to get Nico Iamaleava to sign, and then look at where they are now.
Yikes.
Did you know that Utah suffers from negative recruiting?
Oh, really?
Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham was talking about that recently.
Uh-huh. What'd he say?
He said that they have to battle with that sometimes, with negative recruiting. That half the time they got to spend dispelling rumors that other, programs say about Utah. For example, that if you go to Utah, you're going to be riding in a horse and buggy. That everybody on the coaching staff has 6 wives. These are the things that they have to deal with at Utah.
Wow.
Bad negative recruiting.
I don't understand why sharing facts is considered negative recruiting.
But it's like,
liquor stores are never open.
They actually are. It's a battle, though.
It's just crazy, though, like to hear him talk about that when there's like actual crazy negative recruiting tactics being used against Colorado.
Of course.
When you're Utah, all you got to worry about is, I promise we don't use a horse and a buggy. We'll get you a car. We don't have 6 wives.
That's
promise
insane.
You don't.
I think that stuff about Colorado, though, too. Like, I literally remember being on vacation in a pool when I was like a kid, and I told someone I was from Colorado, and they're like, "Do you like ride a horse to school?" It's like, no.
Bro, growing up in New Mexico, got asked like if we were part of the country half the time, basically.
Or if you were cooking it up with
Walter White.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I'm dead.
All that.
The thing is, like, it seems as though most schools deal with some sort of negative recruiting. I just cannot imagine doing that.
Yeah, I know.
From the position of being a recruiter, trying to tell someone, like, why not to go somewhere.
Because as a recruit, that would turn me off.
Yes, exactly.
Why are you talking bad about them? Just tell me about what you got going on.
Right.
Man, coaches were asking Jordan Seaton if he wanted to go to Colorado to become a rapper.
Yes.
It's crazy, dog. I'm glad that came out, too.
I'm glad Jordan said that, yeah.
Was it Jordan who said it? Yeah,
yes.
I'm glad he put that out there.
Jordan doesn't mind saying things.
I know. I really appreciate that about him. All right, let's play fill in the blank.
Get it.
We got 5 of them. First one. The first odd man out in Cleveland's quarterback room will be blank. Besides Deshaun Watson.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, it's obviously Kenny Pickett.
But for a while, I thought they might cut Joe Flacco. Now I think
Joe Flacco's like 40 years old.
I know, but I think they're just going to trade Pickett.
Bro, Pickett just isn't
Does
good.
he have value? What did they get?
They
for
traded
him?
for him.
They did.
I think that was a 5th. But, New Orleans might want, somebody like him, right? The Steelers, well, not actually.
No.
That'd be crazy if he went back there. But, I think injuries happen throughout, the lead up to the season, training camp and whatnot, I think he's just the worst quarterback in the room, I think, first off. And
I could agree with that.
I just think
tiny hands.
Yeah, dude. Damn, 2 gloves. Like, bro, it's just auralist, bro.
It is.
Auralist. So I think it would be him. I think Flacco's going to start some games this year.
I think he could too, but I could also see him just being like, seeing all the young guys behind him and going like, yeah, man, it's time.
He was kind of cooked last year, but if I had to say someone other than Shedeur to start week 1, it would be him. The big thing is like he's actually a fan favorite for Cleveland fans.
That's crazy.
Because he like led them to a little run 2 years ago.
Yeah, literally won a Super Bowl as the Baltimore Ravens starting quarterback.
Yeah, but that is crazy to think about.
How little Cleveland Browns fans have had to cheer for.
Yeah,
that's like if we
know what I'm
signed
saying?
Alex Smith like 4 years ago, and we're like, oh man, that 21 season, Alex Smith, he really did it for us.
But it would also be like if we never had a good quarterback ever.
True.
And then someone had like 10 good passes. So I feel like the fan base could at least like get behind the idea of starting Joe Flacco week 1. But I do think it's only a matter of time before they just realize that Shedeur's the one.
Hopefully.
It is. Next one. Okay. Blank is low key on the hot seat entering the 2025 season. Looking for a head coach here.
A head coach in college football
that you think is maybe a bad start to the season or just a bad 2025 season away from losing their job.
First name that came to my head was Joey Maguire.
Oh, that's a good one.
They invested a lot of money into that roster, and if things don't start coming together, I think they're going to feel as though they need a different leader in there.
That's a good one, man.
Billy Napier is the name that immediately comes to my mind. Florida's head coach. They all clearly love DJ Lagway.
Yeah.
And if he looks like the player that they all think he is and they still struggle, I think they're going to want to get a different coach in there. And I feel like he's been on the hot seat for a season or two now. Anyway.
He was on it going into last year,
Right.
and I think there's a lot of people that were surprised that he would make it. Lincoln Riley obviously comes to mind at USC. I mean, if their recruiting class gets completely ravaged again and then they only win 7 games.
I feel like Lincoln Riley low-key like kind of threw in the towel. Like, I don't feel like he has the same vigor that he once had for winning.
I think he realized how much harder his job is at USC than it was at Oklahoma.
Well, and you give him 2 mansions in Malibu and a private jet and $20 million a year or whatever the crazy number they're paying. Maybe it's just 10, but like, feels like he's just settling in.
No.
And it's a different animal trying to win in the Pac-12 versus the Big Ten.
Yep.
It's a different animal.
What about Bill Belichick?
He's already on it.
Is he?
Have you seen the reports?
I mean, I have. I saw what Pablo Torre said. I don't know if I completely
He actually
believe him.
reported today, too, that she was there as early as 2021.
With the Patriots.
When he was still with the Patriots, bro.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
This story is gonna end really weird.
Oh,
Bro,
yeah.
I think there's like a 0% chance that he doesn't even start the season as their coach.
Yes.
His buyout's dropping, I think, next month from like $10 million to $1 million.
Which is
What?
nothing.
Yeah.
How did they negotiate
That's
I
what
don't
I
know.
said.
poorly?
In like less than a year, it goes drastically down. It's crazy.
Cam's right. USC to go to the wrong conference.
This is one of those things, though. Like I don't know. It happened with Les Miles. Like he went to Kansas, and everyone was like, "Something's wrong with it." And it just didn't work out. And I remember I really wanted Les Miles to be CU's coach during that cycle. He had ties going back to the national championship team. And then I saw him at, his opening speech was really weird. And by the quickly it was like, oh, he kind of lost his fastball. And I think that's what we're having here with Bill Belichick.
Shit, Brian Kelly potentially. You mentioned LSU. Is he kind of safe? How long has he been there now? 4 seasons.
It's been a while.
He was there before Jaden's Heisman, right?
Right.
The year before, at least. So this is year 4, 5?
I think it's 4. Yeah, be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. And if Garrett Nussmeier doesn't take a step too, that'd be a pretty
what I'm
big
saying.
indictment on him as well.
For 100%.
Blank will be Colorado's most productive linebacker this year.
Reggie Hughes, Jacksonville State. transfer linebacker.
I'm going Martavius French still.
Oh, I think I'll stay with French as well.
We'll see. There's been nothing about the what's his name?
Nothing from Sean Myers.
Thank you.
Nothing from Sean. He visited Tuesday, and I thought we would have heard something by now.
Yeah. I mean, Roy kind of took an extra couple of days after he got home from his visit too.
Honorable mention.
I don't know if he did.
Kylan Salter.
Yeah,
sure.
I thought about mentioning him because I thought he was like that weekend visit, and I think on like Tuesday he committed. I think.
Yeah, it's a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
Travis said Scott Frost and Rich Rod will be on short leashes. I don't think they will.
Scott Frost, who knows? I mean, that's a terrible situation that he's in.
Yeah, I feel like
so bad.
I do kind of feel like UCF is kind of just taking like a redshirt year.
They kind of have
Like,
to.
yeah, let's just bring in somebody who we know and let him do this for until we can.
It's a shame they're not on
Get
the
something
schedule
It is.
because
It's all right.
That would have been a fun day.
We put them in this position.
Colorado
literally
broke them,
ended their
boys.
program.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time. This is a 62-36 situation.
For real.
Going back to hot seat, Jay Norvell.
No, because he got them to the bowl game last year. Did they win the bowl game?
That's what I was gonna ask. I,
don't
forget who they even played.
I-
and whatnot.
I
played
don't remember
Miami.
what bowl. I think they got to a bowl game.
I just honestly don't remember.
They played Miami.
Oh,
Ohio.
yeah,
they were in
they-
the Snoop Dogg
Yeah, the
Bowl.
Snoop right.
I think they did win.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, they lost. Oh, bummer.
they might have gotten blown out. Okay.
Oh, they did get blown
They
out.
got blown out. Who could
So,
remember?
He's on the hot seat for sure.
Year 3 of BFN too, right?
That's crazy.
How much money do you think you turned down this year?
North of $1 million.
This time it was Georgia who's picking up the phone too.
Oh man.
Next one. The Big 12 game I'm looking forward to the most is versus blank. What?
Utah. Is that what you were going to say?
No,
I thought that's why you were laughing.
no. It would be my other answer that probably everybody's already expecting me to say.
Which is what?
K-State.
K-State's gonna be fire.
West Virginia for me.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
But that's like personal. I'm just excited to go to Morgantown.
Pac-Man Jones got me excited to go to Morgan.
Yeah. We're going to link with Pac-Man, bro.
Of course. For me, it's going back to Fort Worth, TCU.
Yeah. That'll
Yep.
be on electric.
Cannot wait.
So, little behind the scenes here. Broncos play at Eagles that TCU week, which normally would have been an automatic, like, I got to go with Allie to the link.
Sure.
For sure.
But Broncos in London the next week, which
Iowa State.
definitely going to that. So probably going to miss the Iowa State game. But then because of that, I feel like it doesn't make sense to go to the week before. So I think I'm safe for TCU.
All
Go
right.
crazy.
We need to replicate as much of September 2023 TCU as possible.
Yeah.
Let's go to the same places, you know.
I think it was
'Cause
the
I'm trying to
Omni. I
experience.
think it was the Omni Hotel.
Okay.
That place was sick.
Remember it all.
I'll never forget. One of my friends put an irresponsible amount on Buffs money line in that game, and afterwards just went up to the bar and was like, "Give me 20 shots of the most expensive tequila you have."
What a day.
Oh, man. Take me back. Last one, I believe. Blank is the most overrated player in the Big 12. The answer is Sam Levitt.
Oh, I thought you were a Levitt believer.
I am,
thought
but I'm
you-
seeing him as like
right.
the top 10 player in college football. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
and it's just like we're it's off the rails now. I liked him. He's a good player. I'd be shocked if he is the best quarterback in college football this year.
No, he is not.
Or he's not going to be.
I guess that's
I'd be
true because he's actually like rated so highly. I'm trying to think of other players in the conference that are like considered that highly. Like my first thought was Noah Fafita, but I feel like a lot of people have come off Noah Fafita to the point where he might even be underrated at this point.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Avery.
I don't know. I don't know if Avery has like national buzz. I feel like it's like Levitt.
Tennessee fans are saying we're gonna take one of these Big 12 quarterbacks, whether it's Levitt or Avery.
Like right after Nico left, a lot of Tennessee fans were like, "Let's go get Avery Johnson."
But didn't happen. Obviously,
didn't happen. Yeah.
Ooh, another good answer: Jalen Daniels, or whatever. Jaden.
He's just not good.
He's not rated though.
Yeah, he's just not
good. People just have like amnesia when it comes to him.
Yeah.
They just
they're
keep
like
thinking
that
of,
1 year ago. Exactly. He was really good.
Yep.
Like 3 years ago.
I still think he's gonna be better this year than he was last year.
I would say Jake Retzloff though.
Ooh,
BYU's quarterback.
Dude, his stats like were not good last year.
Bro, his stats in the bowl game against Colorado were not good.
I know.
He completed 57%, 12 of 21, no touchdowns, 2 picks. That's an objectively bad football game from a quarterback.
He like got a lot of buzz, good nickname, all that, and
12 picks last year, only 20 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know, not
he was
ideal.
just clutch. That's all he was. He made very timely plays.
57% completion percentage on the year.
Yeah. That stupid Oklahoma State ending when we were in Tucson.
Yes.
So
yes,
dumb.
dude.
You're right. He did make some big plays late.
It seemed like every week down the stretch, there was like fourth quarter game tied or they're down and they would just end up winning.
He just had such a good supporting cast.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't say our guy, Devin Dampierre.
Because he knows Dampier like that, bro.
No one else thinks of him like the way that you guys do. So at least on this show, he might be the most overrated.
Just watch. That's it, right? Yeah. There you go. It's fill in the blank.
That was fun.
Putting a bow on the week. Let's go to Super Chats. I cannot read that, Alyssa.
Read the top right.
Lamar says, guys, out of the UDFA Buffs, who do you think have the best 53-man rosters? My pick is Cam Sumlin Craig and Big Shane Cokes at defensive end. I don't know if Shane got signed.
So UDFA is who has the best chance of making the team.
Cam is my pick.
100% Cam or Shiloh.
I would say, yeah, Cam and Shiloh. I was going to say Shiloh. Shiloh got a lot of praise from Todd Bowles.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And again, it was all the stuff that
what
we would have told
from
you.
A leader.
Charles Kelly and Rob Livingston the last 2 years. It's exactly what you've heard.
Prepared, putting in the work, working on technique.
Yep. Film, meetings,
a
all
great
that stuff.
teammate. You heard the story where he was like, he wants to know everybody in his room, like their favorite snack, so he can just bring that in for them. Like, because he was like, they're going to be helping me adjust to the NFL, so I want to do something for them. Like, that is A+ teammate type stuff.
Bro, their dad literally like lived this process
and he
taught them this shit.
And he is beloved by everyone that he played with.
Bro, did you see CD Lamb say that he need the Shiloh Sanders jersey?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, he posted on an Instagram story like when the jersey came out, we using the 28, and CD was like, I need a jersey ASAP, and I'm not paying for it. Like, they have fans of current NFL players, like their contemporaries are fans of the Sanders
of course
family,
they are,
obviously, right? And
did you see the thing on Cam Newton's podcast recently?
Yeah, where Shiloh sent them the video, the clips. Yes, that was hilarious.
No, what happened?
Apparently, like Antonio Brown posted clips of like him cooking Shiloh, but it was from years ago.
Years ago, right?
And then Shiloh, like Cam played it on his podcast, and then Shiloh sent him clips of him locking him up. And then I'm not the biggest Cam Newton guy, but at the end he just goes, Antonio Brown, you have 24 hours to respond.
That's so funny.
DJ Flame to you says, "What's up, what's up, gents? Jake didn't get the graphic team memo. Guess not.
Yeah, what you doing, bro?
Just repping the Buffs.
Yeah. Just figured it was a CU day. It was I don't know. I was debating long sleeve tee, but I was like, it's still kind of too warm for that.
I actually wore a Nuggets championship shirt to the game last night that I had never worn before. And then I'm starting to like kind of feel the magic. So I'm pulling out all the Nuggets championship shirts.
Facts.
DJ Flame to you again says, RK again, congrats on the wedding.
Thank you.
SDP, what's your opinion on Caleb saying he was trying to dodge the Bears drafting him?
I think we talked about this briefly yesterday, but I don't blame
the show.
I don't blame the young man at all. The Bears' history of quarterbacks, we know what it is, and it's absolutely dreadful. And Caleb Williams' dad, don't play about his son.
And he's not afraid to send a tweet either.
He don't play about his son, and clearly he was thinking of ways to maximize his son's potential in the NFL. And for a while, he thought that the best spot was in Chicago, but
They wanted Minnesota.
He wanted Kevin O'Connell to be his head coach, which is interesting and it makes sense.
Don't sleep on JJ McCarthy.
But,
I'm fully asleep, snoring.
All right.
But that story was old. Obviously, this is Caleb loves being a Bear, obviously. And obviously, he was in that story as well that he took a pre-draft visit to the Bears facility and it kind of changed his mind. He was like, I want to be the one to do this for the Bears. But speaking of JJ, he got a lot of pressure on him, bro. Especially with that story coming out. Because I saw some tweets where it's like, JJ is in this position that every quarterback wants to be in.
He's going to be fine.
He better go crazy. He better be.
You guys are so insane.
Week 1, Monday Night Football.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
The fact that Sean Payton, jokingly tricked the...
Don't say jokingly. He tricked them.
He tricked them. But he thinks it's funny that he tricked them into drafting JJ McCarthy. Makes me low on him.
This is crazy. All JJ has done is look good when he's played football.
Are you talking about his looks or his game?
Both, bro. He's got the flowing hair, and he's got a cannon, and he's got some legs to run with, too.
It's true. He's got the talent, bro.
See what happens when he has to throw
He's
it
a
more than
pure
12
athlete,
times
bro.
in a game.
He's got the best wide receiver in the league.
That is true.
Yeah. He better succeed.
That was my whole point. He better go crazy.
He will.
Let me read this one.
But Caleb probably figured out that Chicago is arguably the greatest American city.
For sure.
If he does what he's about to do, what we think he can do, what I think he can do, it's going to be legendary.
Yes.
I don't know if Chicago has had a star like he could potentially be since Derrick Rose.
Bro, Nate Tice posted a clip yesterday of Caleb doing his crazy rolling left, just flip his whole body and just sling a dart into the end zone. It was called back on holding, but it's just this guy is crazy.
I think we did mention it briefly on the show yesterday, but 3,500 passing yards, 20 passing touchdowns, only 6 picks as a rookie when he literally wasn't even watching film with the coaches.
Why wasn't he watching film with the coaches?
Because Shane Waldron was his OC.
That came out in the story as well, that he was watching film by himself. Like, they never told him what to watch or how to watch film.
How does that happen?
Bro.
There's a quote, too, from Caleb's dad in that article, or I think it was Caleb talking to his dad that his dad shared with the author.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't think Eberflus and Waldron are going to do it for me.
Yeah, he was like, I can't do it with Waldron.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't do it.
That just, there's certain times where we kind of joke, I could do a better job than that. I could definitely do a better job than that.
Probably.
No doubt, bro. And again, JSN tried to warn all Bears fans, 2 Super Bowls ago about Shane Waldron. He was asked about it. He was like, literally the first words out of his mouth were, is this live? And then he goes on to say, good luck to him. Like, damn.
We're headed to overtime. If you're watching on your television, on all those wonderful streaming apps, head on over to thednvr.com where we're going to wrap up the show. I think there's another question in DJ Flame's last super chat.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
I'm going to get on there with Kev. I don't know what he on, but I'm going to get on there with him.
He says, plant your flag now. Who of our CU guys will have the best chance to be Rookie of the Year? It's Travis.
Yeah. Travis is going to be the Rookie of the Year.
I'm going to take Shador.
Don't blame you. Go ahead.
Super chat from East Coast Cav, $5. Appreciate that, East Coast Cav. He goes, after further review, we, the black delegation, with 2 C's, by the way, would like to recruit Jake and Allie and send Scott to the in-cap transfer portal. All in favor, say aye.
That's crazy.
What happened? What'd you do?
No, what did you and Allie do is the real thing. How did y'all get an invite from the black delegation?
I just got informed.
But I'm not even tripping. I don't know what Kev on.
That's my future picks,
It couldn't have been, but I don't know what Kev on. TZ got my back though. No, a couple people said this. I got a no trade clause in my contract, so that sending me to the that's not happening, bro. You stuck with me, so I'm here. So I don't know what you want, Kev, but not happening. Appreciate you, TZ. $2 super chat. No trade clause on Scotty. He is good.
Locked.
I ain't gonna forget that though, Kev.
Yeah, that's kind of nasty
Trying
work.
to trade
At
you,
least
bro.
explain yourself. At least explain yourself.
Yeah, what did Scott
know,
do?
Yeah, thank you, girl. Yeah.
Kev just likes to throw a little
For sure.
gasoline in the fire and see what happens.
That's the comment I'd expect from Wayne, the meatloafer or something like that, but not Kev. I thought we was cool. Dude.
Shout out
Crazy.
Wade, that's my guy.
Appreciate you, Reef. Good looking, my boy.
Gotta eat meatloaf to be safe.
Not happening.
Oh man,
Good times today.
that's it.
I knew the Friday vibes would be here.
Of course. I'll see y'all middle next week.
All right.
So you're gonna have RK and Scotty running the show.
Yeah, bro. I think he all those days, just you and him, he got sick. He was like, I need a break.
Clearly. It's all right.
That's not what it was.
I'm going to tell you all the shit he was talking about you on
Finally.
Please, bro. Jeez. Y'all trying to get me in a fight?
No way. All right, we gotta get out of here.
Alrighty.
Oh my god.
Shout out Wayne. Ian Water too. That's my guy, man. That's my guy.
Oh man.
All right, we'll be back next week. Let's go, Buffs.
Let's go, Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.